Yeah, it's okay. I knew you didn't see any edit.
Okay. Much better feeling this week than last week at this time. So really proud of our team, obviously. As I told the team, I didn't know the outcome going into this game, but I knew we would play like that. I knew we would play like we play. Tough, resilient, together, and play hard like we do. And I knew we would respond. And again, didn't know the outcome, couldn't predict that. And there's things that happen in that game that none of us could have predicted. But surely proud of our team, the way adversity came and went, and we responded. Team effort, put it together in all phases when we had to. Sure, there's things to clean up, like always, like any team. But overall, just a great team victory. I thought our coaches had a good plan. I thought surely there's things that we could do over and call over and, replace a few calls. But in general, we had a really good plan on both sides. And the players were I just greatly appreciate the players and their attitude and the way they prepared. All of our pride was hurt a week ago, just by the way we played. And it's, like I said, you're going to have some wins, you're going to have some losses. Results are what they are. It's about the respect and preparation and the way you play. And again, I felt really good about the response of our team. I have to say before I forget and get into questions that I cannot thank our fan base enough. We've had a lot of home games. We've had some ups and some downs. Came back this week again, pulling in, seeing the people, seeing the tailgating, seeing the packed stadium, hearing them, staying to the end, cheering like they did. Thank you. Amazing. It was a great night. The bye comes at a good time for us right now. The players need some time to heal up. It's difficult going that many straight games, and we need to get some rest and get to work and clean up a lot of mistakes. I'll open up for questions.
Mark, how early in the week did you know you were going to get this kind of performance? Was there any kind of tip-off?
No. I just felt, after the game, I told you I challenged them. I took probably a different approach in the locker room last week, but they deserved it. The truth is the truth, and we all have to share in that responsibility when things go wrong. And I felt like they would respond. I felt good about it all week. But again, they're beat up and hurting in certain ways. But probably more than anything, their pride was hurt, and so they responded in the right way. And so I felt pretty good that we would play again with the energy and passion and toughness that we play with.
Depth showed up tonight. Some things that we hadn't seen in the past. Depth came into play.
Probably so. I felt like our conditioning and depth probably helped. I think our guys were really strong when they needed to, and that helped.
Mark, talk about Will's toughness and the tone that it sets for the rest of your team.
It's hard to give it the recognition that it deserves, because he is a tough player and he's a great leader, and he has that belief about him, that because he's earned it, he's worked for it, and as I mentioned before, with the victory, you see it now, but it's really what you see, not all the work that goes into it. And that's a guy that prepares and works and leads the team.
You went to the locker room. You know he was coming back.
I did not. I did send somebody in to get me a quick word back, though. I had to send somebody in. I wasn't waiting on Gabe to give me the result. So I sent a little birdie in, and the birdie said that the x-ray was negative and that I knew with that guy, being that it was a non-throwing shoulder, that if it wasn't broke, he'd be back out here. And sure enough, he was.
How important was it to ride Chris tonight to kind of establish that identity that's been so successful for you all?
It was very important, and I thought the coaches had a nice game plan. We had to get in some bigger sets because they do a lot of things, a lot of pressures, as you have seen. And created one again tonight. They've created a lot of turnovers and a lot of points off turnovers. And so, I thought our big sets in the running game really helped us.
Talk every week, every coach does about being balanced, and you had the perfect balance tonight. I think 239 and 239.
Wow. Didn't know that. That's good balance.
Coach, I spoke to you on Thursday and asked about, how you guys plan to slow down Will Rogers at quarterback, and you said there was $1 million question. He had his lowest total in yards of the season tonight and only threw 1 touchdown after having games of 3 and 6. So I'm going to ask you again, how do you slow down Will Rogers tonight?
Team effort. The offense possessed the ball. Not that that's our total game plan when we play people like that, but getting first downs, moving the chains, scoring points, it's all important, and defensively had some big stops. I thought that they had a great game plan. Brad did a great job. Defensive coaches did a great job, and mixed it up well. Our players executed, it was really a team effort.
Mark, there's been 2 different teams out there tonight. First half, you have one team, second half, totally different. What does that do? Just anything to the halftime to kind of turn things around?
Well, I just wanted to make sure we set the tone immediately in that locker room because I tried to a week ago, and I didn't do a very good job. And I tried. First thing I did, walked in, you know what I mean, and I could just tell. And I talked to every coach. On the headset on the offense side and the defensive side. And I said, first thing before you go make your adjustments, get your guys, talk to them first, quickly, get them right, get their mind right. Because I didn't like the way we responded a week ago. And we did a much better job, responding in the second half. So we all talked to the team, got them right, got their mind right, got them in their groups, and then went and made our adjustments and came back and talked with the players.
So to make sure I'm understanding, you have more to say to your coaches after you did play today.
I'm not. You're saying that. I'm not. I'm just. I don't want to overcoach. I don't want to overthink that. You know what I mean? It's just. I don't know if it's ever the right words or not. I think the work is done throughout the week. You try, but if you're trying and you're not feeling it, it's probably too late. Our team was in a good spot. We responded. Our coaches made good adjustments, and the players executed.
I know you have to see the video. Would you say this was the offensive line's best game of the year?
I think it's pretty fair to say at this point, yeah, because that's a really good defense. They're really disruptive. They do a really good job and create a lot of pressure. And I thought they really did some good things.
Mark, with Tavion Alvarez really snapped up, what was it about him in practice this week that made him right for that role? And how do you think he performed, especially after the fumble?
Yeah, Rasan and Chauncey both had some some opportunities, and we have faith in both of them. And he responded well after the fumble. It was a tough break because he really had some good yards after catch and was getting some tough runs. And sometimes that happens when you get stood up like that and they were ripped the ball out. And then the drop on the screen was a little bit troublesome for me too. But overall, he really did a good job. It was nice to see him get that score. I was really close to calling a timeout, and I'm glad I didn't. I just went with my instincts and trusted Will. Wasn't the look we thought with that play, but I trusted Will to get it in there.
Sorry. You talked a lot about getting DeKell involved. Was that a play? Can you speak on that?
Yeah, it was really good for DeKell. It was real. When you're in tough games like this, sometimes the receivers, they all want the ball in running backs and all that, and so. I think we learned from a week ago in a tough, hard-fought SEC ranked opponent, you got to do what you have to do. And you don't know that one play. And I said that at halftime last week. It didn't matter. But I was like, hey, stay with it. That one catch can make the difference in the game. And I'm glad he came up with it today.
Obviously, you don't want 9 first quarter penalties, but only 2 the rest of the way. How did you all avoid not letting that spiral out of control the way it started?
You know, it's hard to say. I mean, I believe we were. I didn't check this week. I think we're still the least penalized team, and was uncharacteristic a little bit early. You know, when some penalties are going to happen, aggressive penalties. The pre-snap penalties are hard to tolerate, and we got to buckle down and do a better job with that. Because some of the best teams in the country are lead them. You know, so penalties aren't always the indicator. You know, it's when you're an aggressive team, sometimes you're going to get them. You know, but the pre-snap can't have. Sorry.
Mark, you said slowing down that offense was a team effort, a defensive effort. How important was the way that Travion and De'Aaron played in Jacquez's absence tonight?
It's always important playing these guys, you know, because the linebackers are in stressful positions. They do such a good job in the pass game. They're running it more efficiently this year. Not more efficiently. They're always efficient. They're more committed to running it, so they're keeping you off balance. And you know, you got to make a lot of plays in space. And you know, we made great improvement this year over last year when we went down there. And it was a lot of yards after catch, and you know, we improved a great deal over that.
Where do you feel like Rich Gangrel's at in terms of just blending with the offense? Where do you feel like he still needs to improve and the offense still needs to improve?
Well, I think, you know, there was some plays in there that he was aggravated, I was aggravated, you know, that you'd like to execute better. There's a lot of things. But again, I thought the coaches had a great plan. And there's certainly, you know, some plays and some timing that you'd like to do some things over, you know. But, you know, and I think we learned, you know, he will learn, you know, as you continue to grow and continue to compete in this league.
Yeah, Mark, I guess there was a point at the end of the half. Like you and Rich kind of went back and forth after the QB draw with Will. Was it more if you just didn't want him running the ball? Was it a clock management thing? Just, I guess, technically that.
I don't recall which play. I think I believe you were talking about I had to use my last timeout, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. And we were discussing plays, obviously, because with the way they pressure, if we get tackled in bounds, it's over. You know what I mean? You're not going to get any points. So, I don't know. There was no that's just coaching. I don't remember anything hostile. But, you know, and I'm sure I think people will say, why didn't you run, you know, another play? We had 9 seconds. You know, they played the play prior to that. They played it very good. You know, I didn't want to force something, get a pick. I felt like, again, going in tied this time compared to last week, we get the ball to start the second half. And we did drive down and get 3 and got ahead. I thought that was really important. It outweighed the risk of taking a sack or getting, you know, an interception or turn it over and deflating our team.
How big was it for Ruffalo's confidence to get those 2 field goals tonight?
I'm sure it was. You know, I'm sure it was. You know, and again, you know, I have confidence in him. He does it all the time and needs to get out there and do it. And it's good to hit some.
Everybody good? All right, there comes the players.
Thank you.
Over in the down hall.